Salutations, my fans. Or fans, I probably don't have any, but viewers, I hope. Today, I will be enjoying some pizza and a beer, and I will also do some kind of show and tell, show you a few items of mine, and talk about them briefly. And I might do more in-depth videos on them later. So first, I'm gonna eat first, but I just wanted to show you these things. So this is one of the items that I want to show later. Maybe you can't see it that well right now, but I'm gonna show you later. And here is Buddha. And a book. But now, let's start eating. Gonna pop my beer up. Hope you can see when I pour. Perfect. And this is a Zlatopramen. I think it's Czech beer. I think so. Well, it seems like I can't find it right now, but I'm quite sure it's, original Czech recipe. It's one of my favorite beers, and let's try to get rid of this pizza. I believe this is pig meat. I mean, it's a fillet of some sort, pork fillet. I'm not exactly sure on the English name for this particular type of meat, but it's pig, and I'm sure of it. And this is sun-dried tomatoes on this pizza, and Gorgonzola cheese. And those two are a fantastic combination. I very often buy this pizza from a local pizzeria here when I get one. And this is definitely one of my favorites. It's on top of that, it's red onions and mushrooms, and of course regular cheese and tomato sauce. These sun-dried tomatoes look a bit burnt this time, but I'm sure it's gonna taste lovely. So, and along to that, I have bearnaise sauce. Bearnaise sauce is what we call it in Sweden. I'm not sure if it's it sounds French, but it's probably a Swedish variant of that. And then I actually can't remember what's in this sauce, but I believe there is mustard. I'm quite sure there is, but it doesn't taste mustard at all. It's definitely a Swedish favorite sauce for meat overall. And my pizzeria makes a very good one. Alright, so I'm gonna cut up a slice here. Let's do it this way. There's a slice, and what I usually do is add some of the sauce on top of it, or you can dip it. Both works very well. Very good ingredients this pizzeria has. And this is really good, like the combination of the Gorgonzola cheese with the sun-dried tomatoes and the meat is just fantastic. If you have the chance to try something like this, it doesn't need to be on a pizza. It's really, really good to make your own. to cook your own meat, and then add gorgonzola cheese and sun-dried tomatoes. Makes a perfect combination. And if you have access to bearnaise sauce, go get it, definitely, and try it together with potatoes or anything, or pizza like I am. Let's try a sip of the Zlatopramen. This is really good beer. It's one of my favorite, as I said. When I got into beer for real, I tended not to like lager. I was a bit more for the harder to drink beers such as IPA and Stout. Those are my two favorites. I'm a big fan of Guinness. That tastes fantastic. I just can't explain how good this tastes. As you can see, it's a very fatty sauce. It's very fat. I usually don't eat the edges of the pizza first because they're my least favorite part. I just ate from the floor like a real man. No, but as you might be able to see, I'm looking quite trashy today. I've just been home all day. Had a day off today, so I haven't really bothered making myself look proper, if you will. So instead I chose to eat food from the floor and to make an ASMR video. The choices we make. Alright, so if you're a salt addict like me, you would probably add salt to your pizza as well. So I'm gonna do that because I just love salt. So this is the slice I'll be having next. Of course, don't murder it with salt, but salt is just perfect to everything you can eat, literally everything. Alright, so look at that. Ain't that fantastic? Fabulous looking pizza, isn't it? Oh, I forgot the sauce here. Just gonna apply some randomly here across the pizza. Oh yeah. Alright, so let's continue eating. Maybe I should do one more ASMR video when I eat pizza, because there's one thing that I haven't covered eating when it comes to Swedish pizza, and that is kebab pizza. You know, kebab as in meat in Turkish. It's the most popular pizza in Sweden. Everyone eats it all the time, especially after a night out or when you're having a hangover. But no, kebab pizza is definitely the most common in Sweden. So I like to do that. I love it too, of course. Tastes excellent, excellent, just excellent. As you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm totally man-spreading right now. Which is great. Oh, seems like I dropped a mushroom into the sauce. Unfortunate. That's really good. So, why don't you write down below what your favorite pizza is and what ingredients you like on your pizza. Do you like bananas and pineapples on your pizza like some people do in Sweden, some crazy people? Do you like it, Italian style, like pepperoni pizza, salami, that kind of thing? Let's have a sip of this beer. Beer and pizza is actually a good combination, believe it or not. I mean, you probably tried it, but let's have another sip, actually. This is really good. So, you might ask, who am I? Well, I'm not going to answer that, but I can tell you, nothing interesting is really going on in my life right now. I think. Oh, that's actually true. I have a few new things coming up here. In the life that is Joan by ASMR. And that is that I'm moving in about 3 weeks, so there's actually something going on in my life. It's pretty interesting. Finally moving out of my student apartment and getting a real apartment. 45 square meters. It's a 2-room and a kitchen. It looks fabulous. It's newly built. And as some of you know, I'm a social worker and I just got a new job that pays really well. In my opinion, at least. In the child protection services in Sweden. I really do like it there. They're really nice, the people I work with, and interesting people I meet. Besides that, you should see my really trashy setup I have here with my phone that I'm recording with. basically, I have stacked the books on top of each other to get the height of the camera. And then I have a pot with flowers in it in front of the camera on top of the books to make the camera not fall. So yeah, that's me. Always making things difficult for myself. Let me just say one thing to you. If you love ASMR, if you watch it every night like I do, or listen to it before falling asleep, and you wake up and your phone is discharged, you still have your headphones in your ears, I mean, that's good for you. For sure. But that's not what I wanted to say. But if you are like me and you do that basically every day, try making your own videos. Doesn't matter if you get views or not. Doesn't matter if people write comments or not. The moment that you're making the video, the moment that I am making this video, man, I get the same feeling, or very, very close, very relatable feeling to what I feel when watching ASMR videos. This is a relaxing way of living life. I mean, just calming down in your voice, relaxing, reflecting, tasting. It's a little bit about mindfulness, right? Which is something I'll talk about later, but I'm gonna take one more slice and then I'm done. Actually, I'm gonna save this till tomorrow morning. Some morning pizza it's never bad. Right, let's add some salt. But yeah, that's something that I found that, you know, when I started making ASMR videos, which isn't very often, but when I've done it, I just feel very relaxed afterwards. It's almost as when I'm meditating or when I have meditated. Quite similar feeling, actually. Can't seem to stress enough how good this pizza is. It's fantastic. You know, when I was a kid, my brother usually said when we were at the dining table with my family that I eat like a pig. There's no manners in my way of eating. Right, there isn't. So I ate with or still eat with the fork in the right hand. That triggers people, you know. I just dislike, you know, these kind of irrational rules. Just how to lead your life. You know, cut meat with your left, with your right hand with a knife in it. You know, why? If I'm more comfortable doing it with my left hand and having a fork in the right hand. Like, are you serious that there's something wrong with it? I mean, it all kind of boils down to, you know, the right hand path, the left hand path for some reason. You know, Christian values. But nobody's really Christian anymore, is it? Well, maybe where you live, but not where I live. Fake Christians. If you ask me. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna move away the pizza a bit. Oh my bad, I have a really small apartment right now. There we go. I'm gonna put the beer in focus, or I hope it's in focus. Gonna fill it up a bit. And do you like that sound? I really do. It's one of my favorite sounds. Alongside cards, the sound of cards. Pouring up beverages in a glass. Or a cup or a mug, it doesn't matter, of course. Alright, I'm just gonna let it calm down there. Alright, so let's move on to the first thing I wanted to talk about here. And it's something that I just mentioned a bit earlier in this video. And it's something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, but I don't really know how to talk about it. I never talk about it with my friends in real life. I never write about it. I never, communicate this in any way, shape, or form. It's something that has become, it's almost like a secret for me. But it's not really a secret, it's just that it feels inappropriate, or it feels awkward to talk about with friends or family, or with the only one that I talk about it with is my girlfriend. But other than that, there's no one that I share this with. And that is, I'm not a Buddhist. But if I show you this title, you might understand what I'm on about. So, let's just give a brief backstory. So when I've been growing up, I've been, strictly atheist. I still am, don't get me wrong. But I have viewed every feeling, emotion, or event that you lived, any thought, or I'm trying to find the best word in English here, but moments of where you felt or experienced something that can only be described as mystical. I've always just found that to be ridiculous. Mysticism and spirituality, I've always associated with religion and all the negative things that come from religion. But spirituality is something completely different than religion. It certainly is in all religions, spirituality, but it also exists outside of religion, I mean. And that is what this book by Harris Waking Up is about. It's a really good book if you just want to read something about, if you have doubts, or if you just want to see what someone who is an atheist thinks about spirituality. And, this thing that I know you've all experienced it. This thing that you can only describe as mystic. There are those moments in life. There are those experiences when the only word you have to describe it with is something along the lines of mystical. And that is what this book is about. Not oversimplifying it, but it's about meditation, of course, and that the spirituality is not something that only religious people can experience or have a monopoly on. Spirituality is for everyone, and it's good for everyone to be spiritual. I am certain of it. Just as it is good for everyone to have their physical workout, it's good for everyone to have their mental workout, which you do by meditation or yoga. You can do I think there are a lot more things that can be meditative. For example, I've done a lot of martial arts. I think some moments of martial arts can be meditative, but it's not meditation per se. Alright, so what about this little fella? Well, I bought this in Sri Lanka which is a country that is located south of India. It's their own island, but the people they do have a lot in common, Indians and Indian people and Sri Lankan people. Maybe not everything in common, of course, but a big portion quite a large portion of Sri Lanka's population are Hinduists. I guess you would say in English, Hindus. There are also quite a lot of Buddhists, and there are Christians and there are Muslims. They got all religions there basically. But I'm gonna have to edit that out. Oh, where was I? Well, so they have a lot of different religions anyway in Sri Lanka, and Buddhism is one of them. And they have, I'm gonna try to remember what they were called. Pagoda, I think they were called pagodas. They're basically temples that, they're Japanese pagodas. I think that was the name that was called. You can look it up. They're basically temples, Buddhist temples, which you can visit, and that are usually placed in beautiful places on a beautiful site and a view, and have a lot of cool, like relics and ancient texts and whatnot. And there are a couple of them in Sri Lanka. And I met a couple of Buddhist monks there. Didn't talk to them really, but I passed them. And when I bought this, very, very interested in meditation. I have been meditating for 2 years, so I've been meditating for about 1.5 years. So when I bought this, I was in Sri Lanka. And I remember in the store where I bought this is a hand-carved Buddha. It's an ebony wood, I think. It must be. And I said when I bought this that I practice vipassana, which is a form of meditation. And the shopkeeper was very surprised that I knew anything about the thing that I was buying. I don't want to, seem like an expert, but I'm very fond of meditation and its effects on your brain and your body. It's definitely something that is good, and that it's empirically observable that it has an effect on your body and your brain. So, I think everyone can meditate and everybody should meditate, but that's my opinion and my opinion alone. So, well, I might make a video about meditation along the lines, but that's it for now, I think. So I have this one last thing to show you. I'm gonna see if I can spin this around. I'm not sure if you can see what's on here, but I hope you can. So let's see if we can look at this together. So here's the main, picture of the mug, and it's supposed to be the Swedish king. I'm not sure which king. Yeah, called the 12th, of course. It's one of the most famous Swedish kings. He's fighting a bear, and here are a couple of Swedish men watching him do it, and it's in the winter, of course, because it's winter here, and there are polar bears in Sweden, right? But something that I found interesting was, I'm not sure if you can see, but these kind of things, these patterns, they almost remind me of, Celtic knots and Celtic kind of design. But other than that, I think this is a very typical Swedish. The clothing is typical, back in the day Swedish. It's a very old mug. This, I'm not sure when it was made, but it's probably 100 years old. I got it from my grandmother. It's very impractical, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can. Maybe I can show it to my head. It's gargantuan, basically. It's a huge fucking mug, I usually keep flowers in this.